Hey, it's Darryl Syms, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about different options for finishing your music. I guess you could think of it as the grand finale at the end of your song or improvisation, for example. I'm going to be sharing with you a few ideas just to add that little bit of finesse and spice at the end of your music, rather than just finishing your melody and going straight to the tonic chord to finish and conclude your music. So let's get straight into it. So I've not exactly planned what I want to share with you in this video. This is just a collection of some ideas that I've been playing with over the last 24 hours. And the first idea that I want to share with you is to finish on sixths. So let's go ahead and explore what I mean by that. So in the example at the beginning of the video, I played a little melody in the key of A. And then I finished with some of these kinds of sounds, and all of those are sixths. And what I mean by sixths is quite simply we're playing a melody and harmonizing it with the sixth above that degree, relevant to the key that we're in. So some examples of this could be perhaps if you wanted to play this note on the G string, if you ascend the A major scale from this note and play the sixth note above that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is the distance of a sixth. And it sounds fantastic, and you can do that with any note of the major scale there. If we take this note and we do the same thing, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One last one, let's do this one. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it doesn't necessarily matter if the distance is a major or a minor sixth, it's just important that you can visually see the distance of that relevant to the key that you're in. Now once you find a string of sixths that work, you can just put them all together and it has a very beautiful sound to it. Now that sounds cool, but we still need a little bit more flavor on that. So what I like to do with some of these is definitely slide into some of the sixths. Now I'm picking this, by the way, so you want to make sure that that middle string is muted. As you slide into some of these, add a lot of those quick slide kind of things, that kind of thing. So as I slide up to the destination, I'm just sliding real quickly up to the next fret and back, and then maybe sliding on from there or pulling off. So sometimes I might go pull off from the 6th degree to the 5th degree there. That gives you a power chord sound. Maybe I'll slide down, pull off, that kind of thing. It's just some ideas to share with you there that you can perhaps elaborate on yourself. I think the hardest thing about sixths is, of course, finding the appropriate notes and also controlling the notes that you're playing, because obviously you don't want any other strings or unwanted noise around the notes that you're trying to play. Now, it's also important that you approach these ideas well. So in the example at the beginning of the video, I started off with this kind of. Now I'd done 4 bars of a melody. I'd leave a little pause there before I work my way into some sixths. Like so. So you see I kind of ascended and descended an arpeggio. And then from that point, of course, you can choose any set of sixths that you want, and it's going to sound fantastic, and then eventually work your way towards the tonic chord. Now, the tonic chord doesn't have to be a straight A major, although that works. That sounds good, but you could choose any chord voicing of your choosing, as long as it's a major chord of some form, unless you want to play a minor chord if you like the sound of that. But you could do perhaps. So that's just a major 9 sound, or maybe. That's another beautiful chord. That's a suspended 4th sort of sound. Or what I actually did in the intro, I believe, is that I sharpened that 4th degree to a sharp 4. This note, bringing it up here. And I feel like it gives it just a bit of a brighter, more interesting spice. And that actually comes from a Lydian sound. I like to do that a lot personally, just to further enhance the mood at the end of the song, or the relief at the end of the song. So we've explored sixths, we've explored different chord voicings that you can choose at the end. We can also experiment with following some arpeggios. So again, after your melody, you could perhaps just follow from, or whatever melody it is that you're doing. That kind of thing. So I'm really just following the 1, 3, and 5. And then that last 7 really wants to resolve to the root note, of course. And then at that point, I've changed from A major to the A Lydian sound. Now you could also anticipate that A Lydian sound if you wanted to. As you descend this arpeggio, maybe highlight that sharp 4 as you descend. So you see that also sounds quite nice if you wanted to do that. Another idea is, you may have noticed at the beginning or by now, that I played a particular sixth that isn't diatonic to the key of A major, and that's this one here. Now that gives a very interesting sound. It gives it actually a Phrygian Dominant kind of sound. So as we finish our melody, I'm just going to pause on this for a moment to just adjust your ear and let the listener think, oh, where's this going? Before, now if you're not familiar with Phrygian Dominant, that is built on the scale formula 1, flat 2, major 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and root. Okay, it's a very beautiful sound. It's got a dominant sound to it, so you could even finish on you could even finish on, let's say, it's a really nice dominant 11 sound, yeah. So that's a very interesting choice that you can experiment with there. Or as I said previously, if you're not comfortable with exploring that far and it's getting a bit complicated at this point, you could just briefly visit the Phrygian Dominant sound before bringing it back to major. So perhaps again at the end of your melody, there you go, back into major. Wherever you want to go from there. So there's a few different options for you to consider here, and this video isn't necessarily to give you a firm, you must do it this way. It's more just a little bit of inspiration on things that you can develop and explore yourself. So there you have it. That's a nice quick one for you to get your head around there. If at any point during the video you found yourself getting a bit overwhelmed with all of the information, but you have the desire to understand and follow along a bit sharper, then I strongly recommend that you check out my online school, which is linked in the description below, where you'll find heaps of content to help you get a thorough understanding of the fretboard and music theory. Most namingly and most relevant to this lesson, I think you might enjoy the caged fretboard visualization masterclass, as that'll give you a really confident understanding of the intervals across the neck. If you have any comments or questions, then feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to like the video, and if you're new around here, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification for more awesome content like this. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.